Hello and Happy New Year to you. This is my first video for a few weeks. I started doing these videos 1 year ago, almost to the day, I think. The idea was really because I didn't like speaking in front of the camera, and so the idea was to get practice and see how it goes. 53 videos on, and here I am, and still practicing and still hoping to get better. And that's really what this video or this channel's about. I'm just doing these videos uncut, ready to make mistakes, ready to just mess up, and just trying to develop myself, inspire others to develop themselves in the midlife part of our existence. Let's put it that way. So this isn't, I'm no Gen Z, I'm no millennial, I'm a bit older than that. So again, we've all got to keep on growing. The world doesn't really stop for any of us, and so here I am 1 year on to look back on my videos from a year ago, 6 months ago. I like to think I've evolved, and I think some of this has gone into my work as well, in terms of being able to better present myself, to be a bit more comfortable on Zoom calls, for example. Yeah, so this is what this is about initially, but ultimately I'm all about personal development, trying to evolve some side hustles, trying to escape the rat race, call it what you will, the FIRE movement. Yeah, I'm trying to do more with what I already have. So, beginning of the year, and it's all about New Year's resolutions. As everybody sets them and fails to complete them, I'm going to probably do the same. I haven't actually set them as yet, because just back from holiday and just trying to get my head on, on the right way round, or whatever the phrase is. Again, I don't edit these videos, but I know I need to, and I've kind of broadly set my my resolutions around 3 areas. Fitness. So I've talked on these videos about how bad my sleep has been, how achy I have been. Okay, some of these could well be middle-aged type of things, but I need to really sort out my posture, or at least see a physio on my hips, because sometimes my ability to walk kind of is slightly, I'm walking with a bit more of a limp or a gait, or whatever you call it, which is kind of weird, because I've always seen myself as very fit, very active. Still in my head I'm 25, but really not in terms of my body. And so yeah, fitness is definitely one of those things I need to work on. That's going to be one of my things this year, because everything really comes from fitness. They say health is wealth. It really is. What's the point in getting all the money together when you can't actually physically do anything with your free time that you've made for yourself with your money? So health and fitness is one of the things. The next thing is side business, hustle, call it what you will. I've always been about this idea of having multiple streams of income, about having side hustles, about running different business angles. And I think maybe the focus hasn't been there. I talked about it in the videos towards the end of last year. I had these great ideas to try and do 4 or 5 things by the end of the year, and it just really didn't work out. Either a lack of focus, and quite frankly, some of the things were just very low value. Yes, I might have had some success, but I'd have been bringing in kind of pennies or a couple of dollars. I mean, literally a couple of dollars for hours of work, and that's not what this is about. This is about building a alternative income stream that isn't, or doesn't make you reliant on your single point of failure, i.e. your job. So you don't just rely on your job, you rely on having different income streams to support your lifestyle. That's the goal. And that's what I'm going to work towards again over 2025. And again, I need to frame it in a way that actually makes it a viable option, and say viable in terms of actually so that I can find some motivation, because it's all well and good having all these great ideas, but if I'm not motivated, it's just another New Year's resolution that's pissed in the wind or just disappears. So yeah, I need to frame it. And the third part of my New Year's resolutions is going to be about, so I kind of wrote it down on my papers: fitness, business, and busyness. So this third one is busyness. And what I really mean by busyness is having something to do that is interesting. So not busy in a boring way. It's like being busy with a hobby, or, I just don't have any hobbies really anymore. It just disappeared with life and stuff. So I need to commit to interesting things so that somebody will say, so what have you been up to? Well, I have paraglided. I'm not going to be paragliding, by the way, but that kind of thing. I've been practicing, I don't know, singing, maybe, I don't know. But it's something I've got to try out things. In fact, that's it really. I should say, try out different things and see what sticks. If none of them stick, it makes for good stories, and that's really what I need to do. I'm always kind of jealous of those people that have these hobbies that they're so committed to, that they find their tribe, that they have, always able to talk hours and hours about that said hobby. I don't really have that anymore. And even when I had it before, it was playing certain sports, and that's great. But I just want to have something that kind of, I don't know, is interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't have anything. My wife's new thing is exercise, and this. She was never a couch potato. Let's put it that way. But she's literally got into fitness a lot in the last 6 months. Is looking at doing some races and things like that, and it's like, wow, okay, why don't I have this sudden grasp for anything that I've kind of been lost in being busy in the boring sense, but not busy with something that is interesting. So that's another thing I want to kind of target this year. Now, in terms of how to get myself motivated, I think there are a few things that work for me. So I like challenges or games, gamifying things. So for example, I sometimes set my my stopwatch or timer for 10 minutes and just see what I can get done in 10 minutes. And it's like a race against myself, and I kind of like it. It kind of gets me going. So applying that kind of principle, so some challenges. So one thing I'm going to target is to throw away something every day. I don't know what I'll be throwing away. Sometimes it's going to be, I say throwing away, disposing of, let's put it that way. So it could be on things I saved in old files. It could be a physical thing in a drawer. Today I threw away some socks I've had for about 6-7 years, which I was kind of holding on to just in case I used them again for winter, but they were kind of tatty, and so had to go. That kind of thing. Small things like that, maybe not your thing, but it's a challenge for me to keep on throwing things away every single day. Also connected to that, I suppose, is another target to get something done every day by 9:30. Now, 9:30, I use 9:30 as a reference because from a work perspective, certain things start happening after 9:30ish, generally speaking. But by 9:30, I can do things on my own terms very early in the morning. Some of it might be thrown away, but I also want to be able to think about adding stuff, adding quality things, learning things. So these are some of my early year thoughts. Now, I know a lot of people have already, set up their New Year's resolutions perfectly, and yeah, that's great. But I'm going to roll into this. I haven't actually written everything down, formulated a plan, but I will get things going over the next few days. It's funny. I was thinking about going to the gym at lunchtime because, again, fitness is one of those things for me. I just don't want to be overwhelmed by everybody with their New Year's resolutions going to the gym, because it happens every year. January, it's packed full of people going to the gym. February, not so packed. And so I don't really like busy gyms. So again, I know I'm making excuses already, but at the very least, I know my direction of travel, those three areas: fitness, business, and busyness, or quality busyness, is what I'm looking for. So again, this is my first video of the year, and again, who knows how this will evolve over the year. Maybe I'll try a few different things, but this is a start. I'm just, early in the year, finding my feet. We'll see how things go. So thank you for joining. Feel free to comment on what your New Year's resolutions are, what challenges you face, what you are doing to help motivate yourself, and maybe your challenge could be to start a video series like this. It was for me a year ago, and I'm glad I've done it. So yes, we'll see how this goes, and feel free to subscribe and follow my journey over the year and comment below. Thanks a lot.